I'll never forget another time I saw it. That red sticky stuff that got my mouth watering. Holly and I, my dearest, sweet and lovely Holly. The springtime air had finally been warming up a bit, and we found ourselves able to go fishing. We rode our bikes to Elm Park after Miss Dandridge's class in 5th grade. Holly had never gone fishing, and she kept asking me to take her, so we finally went. I carried my orange tackle box and fishing rod. All the hooks and sinkers rattled inside and made clunking noises as we pedaled our way down Pleasant Street. She carried a loaf of bread and our packed snacks in her red Annie lunchbox. We loaded the lunchbox up with peanut butter and grape jelly sandwiches, and lots of strawberry fruit roll-ups too. We agreed to share my fishing rod, an old beat-up one from Rudy's surplus on Water Street. It was bent and rusted out a little, but still did the trick. Plenty of noisy ducks were out in Elm Park, and plenty of grass was starting to turn green again. We pedaled our way over to the Fisher Boy statue. Then we hopped off our bikes and crawled up on the granite pedestal to play around. At first, I thought it was going to happen when she scraped her knee on the edge, but no, not just yet. I remember when our shadows darkened the green grass as we took turns crouching over like the Fisher Boy, pretending to take angry swings at each other. It wasn't a real fight, just pretend. We always loved to horse around, Holly and I. Especially in the waning days of our youth, back when innocence was still alive in our veins and in our hearts, and souls and bodies too. As we got back on our bikes, the brown house loomed in the background, and the dark orange reddish house did too. Then we pedaled our way over towards that yucky pond water and the wooden bridge. My favorite place to fish was just beside that wooden bridge, on the right side. She set out a blanket as I fixed up the fishing line and hook, and then I taught her how to cast and reel the hook back in. She was grossed out by the dark orange salmon eggs we used as bait. She said they were too sticky and slimy as she slid the orange gooey eggs onto the fishing hook. That was when it happened. That was when she missed the hook with her finger and got jabbed by the sharp edge. And then, just then, she jumped back and dropped the fishing pole, and she screamed and started to cry out in a panic. The hook had cut a hole into her index finger, and a bubble of blood pulsed out. She held her finger up at me, and I saw it. That was when I first saw that hidden part of herself break free into the world. That red sticky stuff that got my mouth watering. That red sticky stuff that I started craving in those final fleeting months of our innocence. I wanted to grab her finger and sneak a taste upon my lips. But no, I had to refrain. I knew it was the wrong thing to do, and that she would discover the innocence for her that I had been losing all along. All of my fleeting innocence which was fleeing me to a devious plague of lust and desire. Oh God, I was scared again, very scared of what I was capable of doing to her. Poor sweet Holly. I didn't want to harm her, not ever. As I helped her wrap the finger with a Band-Aid from the tackle box, I tried to smear some of her blood on my skin, but it was too late for me to savor any flavor, because her blood had dried so quickly upon my skin that it had left not a single taste of a trace of itself upon my tongue. Later, in a strange way, I was both disappointed and grateful. I couldn't have tasted it then, for I still didn't know what that disease was doing to me and what it would eventually do. All of those terrible things. Evil thoughts, devious feelings too, Suddenly my whole outlook on the world was changing, and my whole purpose too. I must admit, while looking back now, that it truly is strange how that first sin really sends a man into his final ruin. It truly is. That first sin is the most deadly, and is the best one to avoid. It surely is. I wish I had never caved into it. I wish I never had. If there's anything you can learn from me, please learn that. Oh God, I wish I could undo what I did later. Oh God, I truly did love Holly. I truly did.